maybe you don't feel your best. And how do we, in this day and age, with so much stuff, we're parenting, we're teaching, we're working, we're growing, we're doing, we're the sandwich generation, meditate, journal, walk barefoot. Okay, except the dog needs to go out, the kids need to get to where they're going, you need to get to work, your spouse is, doing whatever they're doing. And in real life, who really does this? I mean, I really do try, you guys. I try my best to do some of it. So what can we do? There's so much that we need to do, and we just don't feel right. So why aren't we making those necessary changes? I kind of think I know why. So what I really want to do is help you with little things that you can do every day to really feel your best. Hi and welcome. I'm Lisa D. Murphy, and I'm so excited today to talk to you about your nutrition. And as a health enthusiast and a self-proclaimed expert in nutrition, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist, and I don't even play one on TV, you guys, but I know a lot about it. If you've already listened to my story, you know that at a very young age, before people really talked about cancer, I went through that diagnosis with my dad and lost my father at the age of 18 years old. And there's so much out there. There's so much information now. And you probably personally know someone who's sick, who is unwell. Maybe you don't feel your best. And how do we, in this day and age, with so much stuff, we're parenting, we're teaching, we're working, we're growing, we're doing, we're the sandwich generation. There's so much that we need to do, and we just don't feel right. So who do you listen to? Who has time to listen to somebody for 2 hours? And then what do all those big words mean? It's so expensive. How do I swap this food out for that food when I'm barely able to put food on the table? And I think it sounds amazing, right? As a coach and as somebody who has a lot of certifications in a lot of different modalities, I can say to you, and this sounds lovely, wake up, lay in bed, go slow, meditate, journal, walk barefoot. Okay, except the dog needs to go out, the kids need to get to where they're going, you need to get to work, your spouse is, doing whatever they're doing. And in real life, who really does this? I mean, I really do try, you guys. I try my best to do some of it. So what can we do? We can be active. I feel the reason why most people can't make wellness really work for them, they know enough about it, but how do we do this? Number one, who do we listen to? Number two, do you have enough time or money? Do you have enough money to buy purely organic food? Is it even organic? Do I have time to prep? Do I have time to work out? I think most of us are so incredibly busy that we just don't have the time, and we're confused. There's just way too much information coming at us all day long. And who do we listen to? And I remember this vividly. When my dad was diagnosed with cancer, and we went on this health journey, we were guided by a very famous nutritionist back in the early 80s until he was exposed on the news as being a fraud. Now, that didn't mean that he didn't know what he was talking about. He knew what he was talking about, but he said he had a license he didn't have or a degree that he didn't have. And then my father didn't believe him. And I feel like it still happens to me. I don't even know, is that like PTSD from what happened when I was young? We cleaned out every pantry. We went organic. We were drinking wheatgrass. Who was drinking wheatgrass in 1980? We were. Beta carotene, carrots, apples. And we did all this stuff. And then the person that told us to do it was exposed as being someone he's not. So how can I help you? Let's just start with moving our bodies. I have to laugh when I watch these people who wake up at 4:30 in the morning, and before they work out, they've squeezed their fresh juice and they ran 6 miles and they went to a stretch class and they journaled and they meditated. And I'm like, Was your kid throwing up all night? Did you have to walk the dog in the morning? Do you have to like prepare for your meeting? Because that's what my life is like. It's like a circus. There are so many things coming at me that I can't always get in a workout. But yet, on a daily basis, people ask me, how do you stay so fit? And I'm so proud of my body at this age that I'm still wearing the same size jeans I wore when I was in my early 30s. I move my body. Whenever I have an opportunity to take stairs, I do. I say to my husband all the time, I think I'm so thin because I vacuum and I sweep and I love that mindless movement. And my son says, yeah, Dad, you would lose weight if you just vacuumed more. But there's really something to that. Just staying active. I will go up and down the stairs in my house all day long. I get my steps in when I'm on the phone. When I go to the gym, I don't try to beat everybody out to park in that first spot to then go walk on the treadmill. I mean, this is what we really do. But if you just move, you will be fine. So how can you do more steps in your day? What is it that you can do differently? Write it down. There's so much power when you write stuff down. I'm not going to ask you to journal every day. I'm not going to ask you to wake up and meditate, but I am going to ask you to keep a notebook or an app or something where you can say, I can easily make this change. I can park a little bit farther in my car and I can walk and get more steps in. Think about all those little tiny changes you can make every single day. The other thing I'm going to ask you is stop microwaving if you can. Get a pot of water, put a bowl on it, boil the water, and put food on a bowl and cover it. That's how my grandmother taught us. My grandmother lived to be in her 90s. My mother is going to be 92 years old. Everything was on a pot of hot water on the stove. I remember when my father was newly diagnosed with cancer and everybody in our neighborhood we were getting microwaves. We have a microwave and I have a microwave and I use a microwave. I try my best to avoid using it all the time. Just try to avoid it. So you guys, here's some things you can do to just get started. What makes you feel good? What do you like to eat? Now, I'm not talking about the cake and the cookies, but you know that. If you feel really good when you eat red meat, then eat it. If you talk to 10 different doctors, they will tell you 10 different things to do. I do what feels right in my body. And the number one thing I'm going to say is listen to your own voice. Listen to your intuition. You know what feels right. We don't need 1,000 podcasts and 1,000 clinicals on research and science. If you feel good eating red meat, eat it. If you feel great eating more vegetables and beans and you feel better eating gluten-free, then do that. I know for me, if I just chop and dice and do everything on a Sunday night and put it in little glass containers in the refrigerator, it's super easy during the week when I'm going a million miles an hour to put stuff together. So I'll slice and dice all my vegetables. I'll get meat. I'll freeze the meat and take it out as I need it. So it's usually for us, it's chicken, fish, beef. I'll get it all going and then it's ready to go and I defrost it in the fridge overnight and I have it ready. And I try to do as much stuff on top of the stove, in a frying pan, or in the stove. Try to avoid microwaving as much as you possibly can. And the other thing that I know is if I don't meal prep, and I don't mean like fancy, crazy meal prep. I watch these TV shows and I just feel like I'm a loser. Who does this stuff? Like who feeds them? It doesn't look that great, but I do my best and I ask for help a lot. So if the kids are eating, they're going to chop or they're going to clean up. And I got really comfortable saying no in order to say yes. No, I'm not going to cook unless you guys help me. And then I'm a yes. So get really comfortable in having everybody do a little part because I know if you're listening to this, you're probably doing everything. So let's start to delegate who can do what. The other thing that I realized is if I'm scrambling and it's 6:30 at night and I didn't really think about what we're eating pretty much garbage and then we're not sleeping that great. So with my husband's schedule and the kids' schedule and my schedule and a lot of meetings and a lot of client dinners, I really try to keep our supper before 7 p.m. If I'm eating at 8:30 at night and we're out, my sleep is just messed up. And I'm going to tell you guys, the older I get, that sleep is the most important thing I can do for my body. What I'm loving right now is mugwort. I love mugwort and lemon balm. I do lemon balm tea and mugwort tea. And I also do mugwort drops. I think it just tastes better. My dreams are so incredibly vivid. They're fun. I wake up and I'm like, oh, I remembered my dreams. I feel relaxed. It's something easy to do. And just buy it online. I really tried to avoid eating right up until bedtime. I was that snacker. I could go the whole day and not eat. And then it's like, the second I walk in the door, I'm grazing until 10 o'clock at night. And then I'm not sleeping well. I was that person. So to really pick a time that works for you and your family, meal prep as much as you possibly can. Get glass containers, freeze whatever you're not using, and get those little things that help you sleep better, whether it's lavender spray, whether it's mugwort drops, whether it's lemon balm tea, whether it's taking a bath at night. I wish I could do that every night. But the reality is, I can't. Someone's going to interrupt me, or the dogs need to go out. So, although it sounds so lovely and nice, it's really hard to do. But I do make a very strong effort to give myself that little bit of time to just unwind. And that's typically when Mark and I have that moment to just kind of connect. And even if we're just sitting and watching something mindless on TV, no news at night. Like, do we really want more of all of this stuff in our brains before we go to sleep? Go to sleep? No. So really take that moment before bed to fill yourself with some happy things that happened during the day, kind of just mind dump, let it go. It will be there tomorrow. I promise you it will be. And do those little tiny things to just ensure that you're really going to get the best sleep possible. And you will just be such a happier person. Life will feel a lot easier. I'm sure you, like me, you're stressed out. I'm stressed. How can I not be stressed? I live in this world. I'm married. We have 5 children. Okay, enough said. Business, commerce, families. Yes, I feel stress. But I think stress is a good thing. I think stress is, for me anyway, it's a motivator. It allows me to recognize and have contrast in what I like and what I don't, what feels good and what doesn't feel good. And one of the things I really mastered, like I've mastered this and I want to share it with you, is I can turn off my brain. And as an adult woman who's been diagnosed with ADHD, and it got worse as I got older, I really can turn it off. But I can't turn it off if the news is blasting, if I'm on my iPad, if I'm scrolling through Instagram and Facebook and taking it, then my mind goes a million miles an hour. So for me, it's unwinding with nutrition videos. I'm obsessed with nutritional videos. I love them. I watch them. It mellows me out. I think about it and just jot things down. And then it's the mindless movement in my house, just getting ready for the next day, preparing, starting to really wind down. So here's what I want you guys to do. Think about your nightly routine. What's not working? And you know that it's not working, but you do it anyway. I did. I ate right up until I went to bed, or I drank alcohol right up until I went to bed. And then I was up 2 hours later. Help me fall asleep, but then I'm up. Where can you make those minimal changes? And this is what this is about. It's like the little tiny things that we can do that add up to a lot. So, what are the 2 or 3 things that are super easy to adjust in your lifestyle that are just going to make you feel proud about what you're doing? Do that first. So, let's recap. What can we do to make tonight a little bit better? Just get more sleep, like sound sleep, and not wake up during the middle of the night. And I'm so proud of that. I never ever wake up during the middle of the night unless the kids sound off the alarm. But I sleep right through the night. So it's starting to wind down. What are the changes you need to do? I love mugwort. I love lemon balm. Once in a blue moon, it's melatonin. And it's really just unplugging from the news and social media before bed. Try it. You might like it. You might actually sleep through the night. The other thing is avoiding the microwave every time you possibly can. It's a pot of hot water on the stove, it's heating up your food, and having that meal prep. So if you have some extra time, maybe that's your wind down at night. Maybe it's just chopping up the vegetables or preparing your clothes for the next day. Anything that you can do today that's going to make tomorrow a drop easier, do that. And then what can you clean out? What can you get rid of? What can you let go of? Those pesky habits that are just weighing us down, don't make us feel good. We know, you shouldn't be doing that, and you're doing it anyway. What's more important, doing what we're comfortable doing or having results that we really, really want? And you can have them, but you have to be willing to make that change. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you enjoyed it. And once again, I'm Lisa Murphy, lisadmurphy.com. Thanks, everyone.